Good morning to you all from hot and sunny Florida. My name is Hans Smit and I'm the President and CEO of Ocean Minerals. This is the most unusual UMC I've ever attended, and I miss my annual get-together with good friends and colleagues. I would like to thank the IMMS for persisting during these unusual times and for ensuring the staging of this year's UMC event, albeit an unusual version. OML is grateful to again be provided the opportunity to update you on our significant progress. Current events, including extreme heat, fires, and numerous active storms, are all emphasizing the urgent need for the world to transition to a clean energy-based lifestyle. We at OML are hoping to aid and enable this transition by addressing the predicted metal shortfalls by providing a new source of metals responsibly and ethically recovered from the deep ocean. This presentation provides a summary of events and progress since our last meeting in Hainan. Demand for cobalt is being driven by the EV battery market. Based on current EV growth projections, 2024 is predicted to be when the cobalt supply will be insufficient to meet the projected demand. Additionally, the need to prove the cobalt's provenance, driven by an international initiative to address unacceptable environmental social practices, further compounds the challenges faced by the cobalt consumers and suppliers alike. Current producers mining cobalt as a byproduct are not able to ramp up their production of cobalt to meet the forecast demand. Further adding to the dilemma is that current planned terrestrial cobalt mines are only able to fill a small portion of the projected deficit. Therefore, to ensure the clean energy dream is realized, we need a new large-scale source of primary cobalt. This is where OML fits in. OML's project development schedule has been constructed to provide a solution to this challenge. We aim to conclude our 3-year exploration program with securing the essential Cook Islands awarded environmental and mining permits by 2024. This timing ensures we have enough time to build and implement our recovery and processing facilities by the end of 2026. This would signal the commencement of a new scalable supply of responsible and ethically sourced cobalt to the market, and in so doing address the projected deficits. OML's core corporate values and policies reflect our commitment to ensuring our actions and activities have minimal impact on our world and do not harm its people. Every action and activity we embark on contemplates these values and ensures the resultant outcomes deliver on these expectations. We adopt and follow international agreed standards, methods, and practices. Our aim is to ensure that our actions have minimal impact on the environment, we do not harm our people, and that the Cook Islands communities directly benefit from activities. We are playing the long game, and our policies and actions reflect this strategy. For those of you unfamiliar with OML, I've put together a short summary of our Cook Island nodule project, listing only the key aspects. As mentioned before, the environment and affected communities and our people are key considerations for our project and drive all our decisions. The project is located within the territorial waters of the Cook Islands. Of note is the Cook Islands have underwater mining legislation and are world leaders in this regard. Under this legislation, OML has agreements that define reserved areas on the seabed that give OML exclusive rights to apply for an exploration license over these areas. Within these reserved areas, we have defined, in accordance with JORC and NI 43-101 guidelines, an inferred resource containing 1 million tons of cobalt with a further 1.5 million tons defined as an exploration target. Also included within this resource are sizable nickel, manganese, and copper deposits. OML is led by a team with extensive experience in particularly underwater mining, deepwater oil and gas, and large-scale project development. Our operations and proposed solutions are all based on existing systems and technology, and most have been proven at pilot scale. And finally, in reviewing our project economics, we have been able to conclude our project is cost competitive when compared to other sources of cobalt currently being sourced. While waiting for the Cook Islands Seabed Mineral Authority to reopen the exploration application process, OML took advantage of this time to complete several significant activities that have had a great positive impact on our overall project progress. Of most significance was the successful completion of our research cruise in December of 2019. Key accomplishments include a bulk sample of nodules, the commencement of our environmental baseline program, biological sample collections, video footage of the seafloor, and extensive engagement across the Cook Islands communities and businesses. The nodules were used to conduct assay and metallurgical tests. The assay results reaffirm the resource reported metal content and moisture values. We also collected nodule samples in our exploration target area and were pleasantly surprised by the high abundance of nodules present. The metallurgical test results were used to update the economic models originally published in our 2019 PEA. We have seen good reductions in metal price sensitivities and have been able to reduce cash one costs for producing of cobalt. Generally, our economics improved, and as more results are available and more detailed work is concluded, we will expect this trend to continue. Our work program developing the production and mineral process systems continues. We signed an agreement with a drillship contractor to investigate the feasibility of converting an oil and gas drillship into a production vessel. We have also signed 2 separate agreements with process companies who have agreed to develop extraction processes. Our R&D program results include bringing Pelagos into operation and field testing, successful development of a program for using freefall grabs as a resource definition tool, and partnering with DRT to investigate plume mitigation. We are also working on more cost-effective and efficient environmental sampling tools and methods. As you can see, this has been a busy program, and I must commend our team for a job well done. A significant accomplishment was the completion of our research campaign in December last year. Our team spent over a month in the Cook Islands preparing for the cruise and used this opportunity to engage extensively with community members and local businesses. We were thrilled to have 5 local islanders join us on our cruise. They included representatives of the local traditional leaders, the Seabed Mineral Authority, and the National Environmental Services. We also had a local environmental consultant and a college student join us. Not only were they invaluable team members, they also had an opportunity to get first-hand insights and participate in OML's offshore operational culture, procedures, and policies. Our team valued and cherished this unique opportunity to learn firsthand from our fellow seafarers about the Cook Islands' way of life, culture, and better appreciate the strong family values that exist. Operationally, the cruise was a success, with us achieving all goals. The local vessel and crew performed well and rode out the homebound cyclone exceptionally. We spent a total of 9 days at sea, with 5 spent on site sampling the selected areas. Key results achieved include collecting of 250 kilograms of nodules essential for mineral extraction research, sediment for plume mitigation trials, environmental data in the form of observations, measurements, and samples collected, all essential for starting our baselining program. We also managed to get great images of the sea floor showing extensive nodule coverage. This program provided us with invaluable information and insights for planning our next programs and provides a great opportunity for improvement in our future operations. A key question we needed to answer was, can we economically extract the metals contained in the Cook Island nodules? Is it in a form that would be readily saleable to the battery manufacturers? Tests to answer this question are particularly important as little data exists on extracting metals from Cook Island nodules. Also, this process must be cost-effective and economic. We selected Begram based in Beijing, China, as they have extensive experience specifically related to nodule metal extraction, albeit mainly based on CCZ nodules. We shipped them 100 kilograms of the nodules recovered during our research cruise, and they agreed to perform metallurgical testing, and this program commenced in February 2020. Despite delays due to COVID, the tests have progressed well and are now complete. We have been very pleased with the results as they have exceeded our expectations. Good extraction results were achieved using our modified Cuprium process, with metal separation proving reasonably straightforward and yielding very high recoveries of battery-grade products. Importantly, all these results were accomplished at ambient pressure and temperatures of around 30 degrees Celsius. Our next steps in this process include working together with our process partners to plan, agree, and commence our pre-feasibility program. This work program includes proving our process at pilot scale using a new bulk nodule sample that we shall collect once we secure the award of our Cook Islands exploration license. Our NI 43-101 preliminary economic assessment, published in August of 2019, confirmed we have a project that is technically feasible and has the potential to be economic at future metal prices. There was, however, certain qualifications made by the qualified person that OML was keen to address. These included: the price of cobalt metal has to be around $60,000 per ton for our project to show positive economics. The process for extracting metal from Cook Island nodules was yet unproven and flagged as a risk. And we were generating no revenue from the sale of manganese. As a result of our research campaign and the tests on the recovered nodules performed by BGRIM, we have been able to return to this economic model used in the PEA and update the assumptions as now we have further data and results from the laboratory tests. Using this data, we were able to update the following model assumptions. The metal recovery rates were adjusted to reflect actual results as achieved during the BGRIM tests. Manganese revenue was added as recovery, and the product that it yields have now been confirmed by these tests. And finally, market-driven indices have been updated to reflect the state of the current markets and the cost of capital. Using these new assumptions and rerunning the model, we have been able to confirm that at current metal prices, our project now breaks even and in certain instances even shows a small profit. We have also been able to reduce the project sensitivity to cobalt pricing. Overall, the work done on processing and economics over the past year has shown that cobalt derived from nodules is cost competitive with current cobalt sources. And looking at prices projected for the 2025 timeframe of around $50,000 to $60,000 per ton, this certainly makes for a very positive outlook when looking at our nodule project. At last year's conference in Hainan, I introduced our environmental observation program, Pelagios. This program was developed to allow personnel not trained as biologists to perform biological and ocean observations. This allows for a wider range of resources to be involved in the process of data collecting, with the resulting large data set allowing more accurate characterization of the studied ecosystems. In the Cook Islands, OML shall be sharing this resource with local government, national environmental services, various NGOs, and also deploying it onto local vessels and charter boats. This is all with the intent of collecting a large representative data set that accurately presents an overview of the Cook Islands ecosystem. I am pleased to report the system was field tested during our research cruise and it worked well. Observations were easy to record and the prompting algorithm supported by pictures proved intuitive and easy to use. We recently finalized the cloud-based user interface that runs in a standard internet browser. This interface is used to manage, view, and report on the collected data. In addition to managing and viewing collected data, the system also allows for a collaboration feature that permits the sharing of selected data between various users. We are believers that environmental data should be shared, and this tool reflects this philosophy. We hope this system is of interest to scientific and underwater mining community members, and anyone interested in using the system for their project or just wanting more information are welcome to contact me. With an exceptional year behind us and having continued making great progress developing our project, our focus shifts to the future. During the next 12 to 18 months, OML has a number of key milestones planned. The moratorium implemented by the Cook Islands government that places a hold on processing of exploration licenses is scheduled for lifting this month. I am hopeful by the time that you hear this presentation, the moratorium would have been lifted. OML will be submitting exploration license applications over 2 nodule reserved areas. We expect the evaluation of these applications and the recommendation by the Minister to the Cook Islands Parliament to award will take several months. We anticipate that should our application be favorably viewed, we can expect licenses awarded sometime in Q1 of 2021. While awaiting this process, we shall commence with planning for staffing our offices in the Cook Islands and arranging the local infrastructure and facilities needed to support our multi-year exploration program. The planning for Expedition 1 will also commence and be completed so that should the licenses be awarded, we can mobilize and be on the ground, commencing with operations in as short a time as possible. These two steps do have risk associated with them, as any delay in the application review process or declining of our application would have a detrimental impact. However, in order to meet the timeline to produce cobalt, to meet the predicted market deficit, these risks need to be taken. Successful completion of Expedition 1 results in extensive bathymetry and survey data needed for future planning. It also results in the collection of a large bulk nodule sample needed to allow for the completion of pilot processing tests. These process pilot tests will confirm the process development can scale up and will also provide definitive data needed to evaluate the final process economics. The data recorded and the results of the pilot testing program all feed into the process of updating the 29 PEA, and this culminates with the publishing of a new and updated PEA and revised economics. Finally, using the EIS work and the data collected during Campaign 1, planning for Campaign 2 will commence. OML is on the verge of being able to move forward with our Cook Islands exploration program. We are excited by the prospect of progressing our project and in doing so, moving closer to aiding in the realization of a clean energy economy. However, we remain cognizant of our responsibility of stewards of this process and our obligations thereunder, not to harm people and the communities, nor should we cause any acceptable impact on the environment. I thank you very much for your time.